What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of ScreenFlow Live. I am your host, Lucas Bischofberger. Today we're talking about green screen, all the different, well, as many of different ways I can think of to use green screen, how I use it in my projects, how you can use it, and some fun things that you can do with it. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with everything about green screen in ScreenFlow. Today we're just talking about green screen, but I just want to go through a couple things before we start. Just to let you guys know, we do have many different ways to subscribe and follow and learn about ScreenFlow. First of all, we have webinars. We don't have one scheduled for right now, but when we do, we'll let you know about it. The last one was all about ScreenFlow 7. It was a lot of fun. And then we also have ScreenFlow Live every week. So you can subscribe to us on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube. You can watch it here on Facebook. Well, actually, some of you might be watching on YouTube or Facebook right now. And I think we're streaming to Periscope as well. But if you want to, you can subscribe and follow at those different locations. And then, of course, if you want a notification email whenever we go live, you can go to ScreenFlow or telestream.net/ScreenFlowLive. There's a little form you can fill out, and then we'll send you an email every time we go live so you don't miss it. We are planning on doing these every week for now. You never know what the future might hold. We might change up, but my goal is to do maybe a quick topic every week, as opposed to maybe a longer topic every month. So today, it's just about green screen. We're just going over that. It's going to be quick and dirty and fun. That's it for right now in terms of announcements. So let's just get right into it. One thing I do want to do, though, is make sure that I have the comments up here so I can interact with you guys a little bit easier. So I'm pulling those up and getting my live feeds going. Here we go. Perfect. Let's mute that. Let's get down to the comments there and the comments here so I can see what's going on. And it looks like... All right, let's see. Larry Becker says he uses it all the time. The Frankly Speaking show is frankly speaking about his desire for better ScreenFlow green screen controls, and I have to say, frankly speaking, I'm going to frankly speak with you and say I agree. I would love even better than it is now. Anything that we can make better is awesome, and I end up using it all the time. So if those engineers decide to make it better, I will be the first person in line to use it. But it is functional now, and it's something I use all the time. So just get those little comments out of the way, and we're going to jump into it. So I don't have a ton of content today because when it comes to green screen, essentially what you do is you chroma key at the background of something and then you use it. But I'm going to show you some of the tricks that I use and some of the things that I've done in the past to get around maybe some shortcomings in technology or just, creative things to do. So the first and most basic is using green screen on a camera. So I have a project here that I've been working on. This is for a different product, but you can see that I'm chroma keyed out. There you go. This is what the original file looked like. And this is just the basics of how you do this. Let's make this nice and big. There we go. And you can see that I'm sitting here in front of a green screen. The way that we have it, we're pretty lucky in that we have this huge studio and we've got a giant truss rod here with lighting on it, and that's lighting up the green screen behind me. And then we've got this giant, 20-foot wide, 12, 13-foot tall wall that is covered in green fabric. So we have this really nice green screen behind us. And so I'm able to do this. And you won't be able to do this without good lighting and a good quality green color. I've seen lots of people do different things. If we go online, you can even buy green screen kits. If you just type that into Google, this will pop up. Look, for less than $100, you can get 2 tripods to hold up a little green piece of fabric and some lighting to help you out, and that will help you set up your lights and get your green screen. And if you have a spot in your house where you can put that behind you, behind the desk that you're sitting in front of, you can get a quick and dirty green screen setup that'll be more than good enough for videos like this that we're doing now, or just your basic like floating head video like I generally do with my tutorial videos. You could, of course, spend a whole lot more money. You can paint an entire wall in your house green. You can get green paint that doesn't shine very much, and that can be pretty helpful as well. And so there's a lot of different options for setting up your own green screen, but keep in mind, if you want to make videos like this, you're going to have to do that. There's no way to fake it. I've seen some new technology in cameras that like comes at you from 2 different angles and then blends the picture together and tries to see what the background looks like and take it out, but the quality is just not there. Maybe 10 or 15 years down the road, or maybe less, who knows. You might have cameras that don't require a green screen, but for now, don't go down that path. Based on my experience, and take that with a grain of salt, but based on my experience, those cameras just aren't good enough yet. But maybe they will be one day. So I recorded this, and it's a super, super simple process to adjust it. You click on the source that has the green in the background, and you come to Video tab here in ScreenFlow, and you click down here, Video Filters. I'm going to open that up. You can see I have no video filters there at the moment. Click on the little plus button. The very first thing you'll see is Chroma Key. There's a lot of terms that go around with it. Chroma Key, Color Key, Green Screen. I think that people use those terms, especially Chroma Key and Green Screen, interchangeably. But they do technically mean something different. Like Green Screen is just the green that's behind me. Like I'm not going to green screen out my green screen. I'm going to chroma key out my green screen. But getting into the semantics of it doesn't really seem important. So click on Chroma Key, and that will add a filter right here. And you can see that automatically my green screen is gone. The green screen behind me disappeared, and it's just me floating. And I can toggle this on and off just by clicking this text box or this checkbox. You'll see the green screen behind me toggle on and off. And I can change the color here. And this is pretty ridiculous, because I can come through here and adjust things completely, and even click on different parts of the screen. Like I can green screen out my face. Which is pretty ridiculous. But if I click on Chroma Key and then click on this color box, I can just click anywhere on that file to key out that color. The reason why green is used is because there's not a lot of natural green tones in human skin, and so that won't get caught up in it. And as long as you stay away from green color, this kind of neon green is really easy to stay away from when you're in front of a green screen. So that's why they use it. But you can use other colors. I mean, as you can see, it keyed out my skin color. And that looks pretty funny when you put something behind it, because now I've got a map of the United States in my face, you know? But it looks a lot better, of course, when I key out that green. And now it's me sitting in front of a map of the United States. And when you are working with Chroma Key, you have a couple of different parameters here. White clip, tolerance, and angle. And you know, I haven't looked at this for a while, and I think it's worth looking up green screen tolerance, because I don't want to say something that isn't necessarily true here. So, Chroma Key in the Wikipedia, that's always good. Tolerances. Here we go. Sorry, guys. So you need to be able to adjust for... I'm not going to just read this for you, but if you guys want to learn a little bit more about how the Chroma Key works, it's a good idea to come to this. I've learned a lot from the Wikipedia page. But if you come here, you'll learn a little bit more. But here, if I talk about white clip, you can see that it'll slowly bring in and out the appearance of the green screen in the back, and it actually changes it up. So this is adjusting how much white is in the background. And then the angle, it also changes. It's more or less doing the same thing, not from a technical standpoint, but from a visual standpoint. It's bringing the background in and out. And then tolerance does more or less the same thing. And unfortunately, I'm blanking on the exact differences between them. But regardless of what they're doing, you can come in and you can adjust the key in order to make it better. So like, let's completely get rid of this. And one of the problems that I've encountered with my specific green screen setup is that I tend to have, let's make this a little bit bigger here. In the area to the bottom left of my screen, I generally don't get a really good key over here. And that's just something that happens because of the way that the light is set up in here. So when I add my chroma key, and of course choose my key color. Oh, I added it to the map. Hang on a second. Here we go. And then I gotta take the chroma key off the map. You can see here, if I make my video a little bit smaller, see in this bottom left corner how the oceans in this map should be this nice dark blue, but down here in the bottom left corner I have kind of the wrong color going on. You can see like this direct line where I have a really good color here, but then the key on this side is not very good, but the key on this side is just fine. So if I come over here and I up the tolerance, watch what happens to that. It disappears. But if I go too far, watch what happens to the edge of my hair. See how it slowly gets smaller and smaller, and then over here I have a little bit of bleeding of color. So I don't want to go too far with my tolerance. So when you're adjusting your parameters for your green screen, be sure to really get in close and see the fine-tuned differences, like my shoulders start to disappear, and then I can come and I can drop the angle down a little bit, and that will adjust and make my lines a little bit cleaner and easier to work with. So it's not going to be the same for every single file that you import. Don't think, oh, I always want my white clip to be this, this, and that. It depends on the clothes that you're wearing and the lighting that you have and the type of content that you're using and that you're going to green screen out. So be wary of that. So that's when you're using video. And video is generally what you're going to see people green screen chroma keying with, especially when they have a setup similar to this. It looks really good. I've made a lot of videos with it. I like it a lot. Now I'm going to close this up and check on comments really fast just to make sure I didn't lose anybody. Here we go. Oh, look at that. Larry Becker says, quick tip, green screen paper, which you can get in really large rolls. We actually have some film paper behind us. Requires one stop less light than cloth. So that's pretty cool if you guys are interested. The Frankly Speaking show says we can still see some noticeable green cast on your head and at the edges. Yes, spill control and mask would be nice in future upgrades. I agree completely. How far in front of the green screen are you currently? 4 feet probably. But I got to tell you, I haven't spent a lot of time recently working on better lighting to get rid of those spillovers, and maybe if I push myself forward, that would work too, but we're always just a little bit confined by space, and we do have a very powerful green screen behind us. Black and white matte, I mean not mask. Oh, I didn't even notice. And then you say ScreenFlow is a super product. I love it. Thank you, Frankly Speaking. Over here in this, I see a faint green in my hair. Any fixes for that? Scott, that was similar to what Frankly Speaking was saying in that, yes, there are fixes for that. And one of the best ways to do it is to get further away from the green screen if you can, if you have the ability to do that. Or work your lighting a little bit to not have that splash. You can get different lights to kind of like counteract the green coming back onto you. And then, of course, like he said, better adjustment parameters built into your software would be awesome. And it is something that we know that we want to fix in the future. And I do believe it's coming. I can't tell you when, but I know that our engineers are aware that we need a better green screen, and it will come soon. I'm not sure when, though. So don't say, hey, you said it was going to be here. No, I said we're thinking about it. But But the next thing I want to do is show you some fun things and some really awesome useful tips for using green screen. Because essentially what green screen technology allows you to do, it allows you to bring all sorts of weird things into your video and have them float on top of other stuff. So when we're thinking about lower thirds, for example, I just went to Google and I typed in green screen lower thirds. And look at this. This just goes on forever. Let's say, oh, I like this one. Let's see, this is a MP4. Let's visit this page. Maybe we can download this video. That's great. Full video, MP4 HD 720. So now I'm downloading this lower third video. Did that already come in? I think it may have. So let's pull this out to the side and show in Finder. Move that onto my desktop. And come back into ScreenFlow here, and we can add a new file. Open that up, and let's pull this lower third in. Look at that. Okay, so I thought I just downloaded something green. There we go. So this is what it's going to look like. So let's just play this video really fast. It's a built-in animation lower third. But of course, when I put my picture behind it, let's just use this house picture here. When I put that behind it, you can't see anything. Because this is not green screenable. This is just a black background. But now they have the second part of the video, so I'm going to come to where that starts and trim the first part off, pull this back. And now when we watch it, it's got that super sweet little thing that comes in. And it's got the consistent moving animation over here on the left-hand side, and then it disappears. So what I can do is come over to the text box, and let's add a piece of text that says Lucas B ScreenFlow. Yay! That's normally how I talk. So we're going to put that there, and then ScreenFlow 7, baby. This is what I love about ScreenFlow 7. Check this out. I'm going to add a build-in animation and a build-out. And both times I'm just going to use the typewriter in and typewriter out. And let's find where a good time for it to come in would be, which is right there. I want it to start. And then I want it to end. All right, let's make it a little faster. Let's do 0.4 seconds out and 0.4 seconds in. And let's see how this looks. Lucas B ScreenFlow, yay! And then we'll keep that up there, and it continues and continues, and then at the end, it disappears. Let's move this just a little bit to the left. I think that should be real good right there. Boom. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? I wouldn't recommend this necessarily because I think you'll be able to see a jump in the animation, but I just want to make it a little bit quicker, so I just took a chunk out of the middle. Oops, probably should have just gone like that. There we go. Perfect. So now we have this little lower third intro, which I think looks really good. But, of course, we still have that issue that it's got the green in the background. So I'm going to move this down to the bottom left, just like that, because it looks like, yep, it looks like it lines up really nicely right there. I'm going to bring my house picture in here. Let's make it a little bit smaller because that is a massive file. There we go. It doesn't really matter what it looks like for now. We'll zoom in here. Perfect. Oh, I got to move the ScreenFlow yay down. And now we can come in and highlight both of these, come over to the video tab and add a Chroma Key video filter, and boom, look at that. Now we've got a super cool floating chroma keyed out lower third that I spent no time at all creating. I just took this off the internet. I downloaded it off of some random file, off of a web page that has these. And look at the wealth of options that I have. This was just one video, but look, I can just go forever. All of these are different lower thirds, and you can find all sorts of really easy to use stuff, little tiny animations with that green in the background. And using ScreenFlow's Chroma Key technology, you can just take that out and then boom, you've got this super sweet little lower third. Yeah, there you go. That's actually, I remember somebody on social media asked, where can I buy those? You don't even have to buy them. You just download them for free. It's a good deal. Check my questions really fast. Edge lighting the on-camera talent. We're going to get rid of the faint green faded edge on the talent. So edge lighting. Larry, does that mean if I was sitting here and I put a light to my right and a light to my left and then shown them at me like straight 90 degrees, is that what edge lighting is? Or is it something slightly different? Yeah, Greg Montgomery, the reason why I'm wearing a microphone right now is because we're live streaming this, and so my audio is being routed through a soundboard into the control room over there, and then they have control. And personally, I don't like the look at all. I really don't like that I'm wearing a microphone. But for live, whatever. You know, that's the easiest way for us to do it. And it's more of a personal preference than anything else. It's not necessarily the right thing to not have a microphone, but I personally don't like it. When I'm recording the tutorials, it's just me. I don't have other people monitoring stuff. I just have my computer here, and I have a USB microphone plugged into it, and it's sitting right in front of me, right out of the range of the camera. And for me personally, I think it looks a lot better when I'm not wearing this, because it feels like I'm actually sitting there and not giving a presentation. So that's why you see something different between the two. All right, so back in here, we've got that lower third. That's pretty sweet. I'm going to delete that because I did something pretty fun. I mean, pretty fun. That's pretty subjective. But what I've got here is my main man, JCVD, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and he's running away from an explosion. And I found that I was like, funny green screen footage. And look, now I can make a video out of this. I can just come in, add a video filter to this, just like I did everything else. Chroma key out the green. Let's watch it back. It looks pretty good. Flying through the air. Awesome. This was actually just a GIF that I found. As you can see, it says GIF down here. And then underneath it, I got a picture of a house. Gosh, that file is huge, man. Woo! Oops. And then pull that in there. That looks pretty good. And so we can drop that underneath Jean-Claude. And now it looks like he's running away from an explosion at the house. And then what I can do is cut right here and pull in my blown up house picture. Make this a little bit smaller. Line it up in the middle. And then bring it over here. Let's see about the timing here. Yeah, there we go. All right. This is really where your time is best spent, by the way, people, making stupid GIFs like this. Oops. So now we've got Jean-Claude Van Damme running away from an explosion at a house that blows up in the background. And I mean, this is not what I would consider professional. The subject matter might not even be professional. Blowing up a house. That's not a great thing. But the idea here is that you can make fun little clips. This was just the first content that I found when I put in green screen GIF online. I said, green screen GIF. And there he is, Jean-Claude Van Damme right there. Looks like we got something about Trump and John Travolta in Pulp Fiction. Here's probably like a dancing Squidward or something. And if you create something in front of a green screen, you can use that, or you can just find a whole bunch of content online and do some cool stuff. There's another one that I saw here. This was just a quick video that I downloaded, and it looks like it's from cutestockfootage.com, and it just looks like paint being thrown in the air. And it looks like it froze there at the last second. Right there. So let's stop the end, delete that off. And then we can throw something in front of it like this. Oh, I keep using that. It's such a huge file. It's hilarious. And then once I come in and chroma key out the background of this, we can have this red paint splatter onto a building. And all of this stuff I found for free online. It's just out there ready to be used by you. So whether you're looking to do something funny or serious, anytime that you have this green color in the background, blue screen of death, blue screen. Pretty sure you can use this too. So let's view this image real fast. Let's save image to my desktop. Come back here and pull in a new piece of media. This thing looks like it was a GIF. All right, let's make this a lot bigger and see if we can chroma key out this blue. I actually have not tried this. Yeah, looks like it works just fine. So it doesn't necessarily need to be green. It just needs to be a color that you can pick with the chroma key filter in ScreenFlow. For example, if I wanted to chroma key out maybe the lights in this house, it's not made for that, but I'm pretty sure I could be able to come in here, use chroma key, choose a color, and choose the lights of the house. Now, when I grab another image and pull it behind, you can see how the image comes through these windows now. And you can see if I zoom in over here, there's a little bit of bleed through here, like around the door. That's just because if we toggle off the chroma key, that color was bleeding over into the like it was coming out here, and that's clearly not a window, but it's bleeding through and we can see it. So that's how the chroma key works in ScreenFlow. You can do it with all sorts of different kinds of things. And like I said earlier, we're probably going to be doing a little bit quicker demonstrations of the content built into quicker demonstrations of the stuff you can do in ScreenFlow. So that is all I had for today. I do see that we might have some questions, so let me double check these real fast. How do I put myself into the video as a floating head? That's what we've been talking about this whole time. You get a green screen video of yourself, and you chroma key out the background, and then put yourself in the canvas. I'll do it one more time here. Oh, and then there's Deborah Lead right there. She's doing it in Wirecast because we're doing it live. But essentially, you have green screen behind you. You pull in that green screen file, which I've got here, just this Jean-Claude Van Damme thing. Just imagine that's me. And I come over to video, add a video filter, chroma key. There it is. Now I can make him small and put him down in the corner and put something behind it. That's how you do it. And then let me check my YouTube. So you light the backdrop, separately edge light the talent, then separately light the front of the talent. Yeah, so you've got 3 different sets of lighting, and right now we've only got 2 sets. We've got light on the talent. Thank you very much. That's coming in from 2 little directions here, and then we've got light lighting the green screen, but we don't have anything coming from the sides to help with that green splash, which is something that we should be doing. And then, frankly speaking, show... I'm not going to read that out loud in case I offend anybody, but I think it's funny. All right, guys. That's all I had for today. Thank you for showing up. You guys are awesome. Next week, we're talking about... Oh, gosh. Deborah Lee, what did I say we're going to talk about? Yeah, show us. I totally forgot. Ah, that's right. Nested clips. There's a lot of really cool things you can do with nested clips. At the same time, they get really, really tricky sometimes as well. So it's worth spending a little bit of time learning about the intricacies of how to use them. So that's what we'll be talking about Wednesday, September 6th, my wedding anniversary. Thank you very much. 3 years. So we'll be doing that next week. Oh, my God. And what am I going to do about that? I totally forgot. Okay. If anyone's married, please remember your anniversaries because I totally forgot mine. But good thing I just realized. So thanks everyone for coming. Once again, different ways to get a hold of us. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. You can find us there. Deborah Lee, you got the card for that to set up? It just disappeared on us. Anyways, at Twitter, not at Twitter, at ScreenFlow on Twitter, ScreenFlow Tube on YouTube, and /ScreenFlow for Facebook, facebook.com/ScreenFlow. So sign up there. Sign up for the notifications to our live show, telestream.net/ScreenFlowLive. You can sign up there, and we'll let you know anytime we go live. So thanks, everyone, for coming, and we will see you guys all next week on my anniversary that I now remember about, Wednesday the 6th at 2:30. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.